It's recorded to this computer, right, and not to the cloud?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so just as a wrap up, we accepted January's and February's minutes since we're now recording. So now we'll move on to the rail trail.
This document to make a motion, seconded, just.
Well, I'm taking the minutes and I wrote it down, so.
They were both unanimously approved, so I don't know if it's so necessary. So, rail trail updates again. Looks like nobody, with anything.
One thing I noticed on the trail and, that spot right past the sewer plant where it kind of turns is like solid mud. It's really degraded and it almost looks like it's bigger, like truck tires, not just ATV tires. So I don't know if this,
Probably.
well, a truck couldn't get down there, I don't think. So I don't know if it's maybe the sewer plant's getting down there for some reason, but
Is it that upper area?
you know, the sewer plant, like
Yep.
sewer plant going down and then it kind of the trail turns a little bit and then there's that other like ATV path that goes off to the left. It's sort of a low spot. It always collects water.
It is a low spot.
It's a low
You
spot. I mean,
have water all on the
yeah,
east side of there that goes to Granville back to Burn Road. That's all
It's-
wetland.
yeah. I just noticed that the trail is like,
Only thing maybe could be, maybe would be piping, so that material build it up a little.
yeah, maybe if there's a way to trail, it's probably the quickest for you guys. It's just like full solid mud, just in that spot. The rest of the trail looks really good.
Nobody's there spinning.
I don't know what it is. I mean, it looks like bigger tires than ATV.
So now talking about that, that's the only thing that we would have to visit as far as people going down. For us to maintain stuff, we're gonna have to move rocks.
Yeah, you have.
You see that rock?
You have to drive down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
bring it up. We have to work.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not gonna go down there.
No, then you have to fix and repair.
Yeah, you're not doing like tire burnouts.
Isn't that partly the frost coming out of the ground too, that
Possibly.
Yeah.
Could be.
Or wet.
after a week or two, it'll probably dry up.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
but it
very,
is a little wet there, right between after the thing stops.
yeah,
And then the old hill that's on the left hand side of the turns.
yeah. It's just all the crushed stone is basically gone from that spot.
Before you get into the woods or when you?
Just before you get into the woods.
Yeah, that's always
Literally,
been low right there.
Yeah. It's low, there are problems. I just noticed that there's like no crushed stone.
Maybe the.
And there's a lot of tire tracks.
Something.
Maybe it got flooded over.
Yeah, could have, it definitely could have. It might have just washed away.
Well, we hope not that stuff.
I don't think I have anything else on the rail trail. Mike and I are gonna chat beginning of April soon about the signs, getting them up.
I know, looking at January, Hank had mentioned something about, going on the OSI's website and picking alternative routes. Nobody's visited that, have they? Update further, yes.
I think I did that when they came and did their little, at Village Hall.
But it's still around, I think. Oh, was that in January too, then, Bruce?
I don't think they did. No, they did that.
Before that, already.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's the only,
Oh, I didn't do the rail trail
I
thing.
mean, they're moving forward, they keep, getting the rail trail all the way from the east into Fort Jervis, right? So.
Hopefully.
The only other one was, town passed the law about no motor vehicles allowed in normal village. Same thing. That's not something new, but,
No, I'm just,
yeah,
listening.
I don't know, somebody I think was gonna,
Do you need to get it from the town, the village, or is it everything
Is
just?
that- hey, well,
It is
that section right there is
It's
village,
village.
right? That's first part.
Yeah.
Yeah, sewer plant, there's a sign along the rail trail would cross the line to the town.
Yeah, one side says town of Warsinger, right? The
Yeah.
other side says Bill, I can't even remember, I've been down there.
There's a village meeting on Monday. right? Should one of us go and ask them? I think it's on Monday.
Second, fourth,
Village meeting.
he says yes,
Okay.
we'll be there.
So do you want me to go to the village and ask?
Yeah. If you want, sure.
Okay,
I'm thinking Alina's gonna be there, but I'm not sure.
I'll ask Elena if she wants to do it.
Oh, it's a shame. I was gonna move on since this might be a brief one.
Well, I have one more thing on the rail trail. There is a ton of trash down there. I feel like it's almost gotten worse. I know,
At the far end or?
just everywhere. It's mostly, I think, the houses along the rail trail.
It's blowing down with the winds.
I think so. I don't know if it's just more trash. There's a lot of trash. I think you see it now because there's no snow and there's no like coverage from the plants. So you can just see all the trash. I don't know if there's any way we can organize some sort of cleanup for the rail trail.
Yeah, maybe we still have about something to bring up. I meant to ask, should have asked Jack, we haven't have signed their annual trail steward. He's got it now. Earth days.
Well, I think Coffee's doing an Earth Day cleanup again.
Probably.
Yeah, so I don't know if they can maybe tack on rail trail.
Yeah, Saturday, right?
Yeah, I think Hank knows the rules, like we can't go onto private property and clean up their trash.
Yeah, Ed knows. How far can you go, Ed?
I still think I can mark it if we're gonna, I can try to go up there and mark rough where it is if we're gonna do a cleanup.
I mean, maybe all this stuff is on private property, I'm not sure. I don't.
Yeah, well, we're that big, like, swamp. I don't
Mhm.
know.
The easement for the railroad's like 66 feet or something.
Something like that, yeah.
So 30 feet.
So about this, 30 cents from the middle of
It's
the
a
trail.
lot, but
Didn't you mention that there was a barbed wire going down on one
There
side?
is, trees have fallen over the years, parts have fallen down, but especially in the beginning, when you first turn into the woods, you really see the old fence posts and everything.
So I know the highway road is 25 feet from the center of the road, side to side.
Right, the railroad is something weird.
Yeah, it was a little wider than usual.
That must be because they have bigger ranks.
Why they came up with 66 feet, I don't know.
There's gotta be some logic, there's a logic for the width of the rail to do. Oh, cause Martin had actually asked if we could clean it up spots years ago.
Yeah, areas where like tires were dumped
Right.
on.
yeah, there's like
property.
lazy boy chairs. I mean, those I think are too far off, but.
Yeah,
Well, it was, years ago, there was a super fund, or not, I'm not sure if super fund, there was a enough site off of Burn Road, going down the hill, because people would just back up and just dump their trash and garbage off the back. It was gross.
I mean, I feel like too, I'm assuming there's some codes against dumping trash in your property, so I don't know if the town or village would ever like talk to those property owners, but.
that would be, yeah, probably.
Most of it's probably.
All right, next up. Burn Road Park basketball backboard, so. Alina got tested, it shattered, Mike went down and cleaned it up, so.
Shattered?
Yeah. Just from a regular, shot, not
Really shattered the.
Yeah, but go ahead, Mike, if you wanna, explain anything further.
No, so, I don't really, the basketball shot, maybe so, but, it broke down in the corner. It was all shattered, big hole in the corner, on the lower right-hand corner of the back. Started to figure out how to put it today. I went down there and got it removed, the rest of the glass.
Is it plexiglass?
No, it's real glass.
Really?
Yeah, tempered. It's like a windshield.
Well, I thought
It was holding most of it, but the corner where it got hit, it was a hole in it.
Yeah.
I just took it off so that they can either have the option to go and contact somebody to either need to just replace the glass. And if it has to come to taking the rest of the roof down, backboard. But it's just a seal, you can see the seal, double-sided seal that goes there.
I would imagine now it would be plexiglass, right, or no?
It looked like real glass and.
Yeah, but I mean a replacement or no? Still tempered.
I think it has a different concept to them. I know regular basketball that you have for homes and plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, the A uses glass.
Yeah,
All right, well,
that would seem like glass to me.
yeah, no, I'm just, well, you said it was the original way back. It wasn't replaced in this
Oh, the old
project.
one, okay.
Yeah, the rims were replaced, isn't that what you
Yeah,
said?
they changed from the double rim to the single rim. Just because a lot of kids thought that it was harder to shoot into the double rims.
And how do
I don't even know the difference, to be honest.
It is
a
kind of
double
a
rim versus
Yeah.
a single rim.
Yeah,
Are they breakaway rims? You know, somebody tried, double them.
So my vision of it, just seeing, because I really didn't pay attention to that, was that it doesn't seem like the rim itself hooks to the back of the glass. It seems like the glass is like shoved around it. I'll double check that.
Yeah, that's in the.
Like I said, the whole right side going, like the right lower corner had all the glass was gone, but the rest of it was still there. That's that typical glass that holds it together for you.
That's made, really, like that.
How do we go about getting that fixed? Is that something the village would have to do?
Yeah.
Are they gonna have
I'm not saying that
to do
the
that?
parks and recreations can.
Yeah,
I know that they are dealing with this. People that
okay.
so we're asking for courts.
That gives a lot of use,
Yeah.
Okay.
especially in the summertime. All right, so, with that instance, I guess we want dog park status, I'm assuming Melina's working on it.
I feel like I haven't heard any updates.
No,
I know
she
she's
was
probably working on the proposal.
Yeah. Anybody check their emails to say?
Who's this?
Nobody?
Oh, yeah. She did, right?
Started a new job and
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
I just only missed that one too.
It must have come in late last
Okay.
night then, all right. All right, so that's that. Well, we're way ahead of time for unusually.
It's good.
Yeah, any old business overlooked that. is really.
Oh, they was meant to grant when I was in
Which grant is that?
university.
Well, it's two separate ones. There's one that is basically was Cloud Harbor with the village that goes, they want to get a path from Burn Road Park down to the sewer plant. They've been working on that one. That one's the sewer stall. And then the other one is the section past prison, right? That had Central Hudson, part of that was part of the issue too, up there.
Yeah,
And
that's,
that's the town
that's the town.
So both of them were old.
I thought that they were moving a little bit on
The piece, it's the piece from 4455 to Fordmore Road, basically. And Hank said, the last time Hank talked about it, pretty much everything was done, but there was some land issues that had to be, Central Hudson had signed off on everything, there was some land issues.
You have to work on easements.
Easements with landowners or something.
Yeah.
But that was.
the one with the village grant. They have to kind of restart it and get more funding for it to actually get the project done.
that's from,
That was
that's
from
from the Allen.
federal government. Was there still the issue with the piece of property?
I think they got it resolved. I think they just didn't have, the costs to do it have gone up since the grant has
Yeah.
been received. And, yeah, it was,
Yeah, exactly. That needs to be like 800,000, was it, or 700,000? Is that right, Mike? I don't know, it was,
Big numbers to me.
yeah, it was around what, 400,000 originally, maybe? Something like that, but now it's closer to 700 or 800.
there was also, I'm not sure if there was a grant for the Burn Road Park project. That's not great for it, yeah.
Yeah, that one's the one that's done.
Yeah.
Where they resurfaced it and all that. That was done. I don't think there's any, I can't think of anything.
This with the golf course last time, and I checked in with Evan, and actually it looks like the golf course makes a tiny amount of money,
Yeah,
like a very small amount of money, but it's not losing money, which is good. It's depending on how much.
yeah, and with the ad on top of that, then the email went out to past members and they got the prices out for the
Mhm.
year. They raised them some,
Okay,
so,
that's good. So
or at least
comment.
their annual. That was the annual prepaid green sheets. I don't know about the daily and the cards, but you don't know anything about that, do you?
The lease.
No, just the prices.
One thing
They got new cards. I heard they're leasing 26 cards and other cards are back. They got a lease for 26 cards now.
previous board meetings about the prices being different for the local people.
Yeah, they talked about it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't in the, I don't think it was in the email for the annual amount, but maybe, I don't know. I looked at what I said. All right, so we can,
I have some other things too.
new business?
Well, we kind of talked about it.
We can move into new business. whenever
Okay,
you want.
I don't know if it's new business or old business, but the additional park equipment
Yeah,
from Mark, I talked to Evan about that too. There were a bunch of emails. I think the long and short of it is that, Evan has been speaking with him and it's sort of stalled. I think the problem is that he was trying to figure out how to get the money to the village, because I don't think he can just, he wanted originally just give the sum of money to the village and they would buy the equipment, but the village can't accept money from private citizens like that. Like you can't, I think the grant money can go through another organization. So then he was like, oh, well, maybe Mark can just buy all the equipment and then the village would install it. But Mark wanted to talk to his accountant about, and I think they might have also told you, like, you can run it through coffee or something.
that,
Yeah, so Grace, Mark actually talked to us, because we live right behind. He contacted the people at the equipment. They talked to him, because he was not a village.
Oh,
So
interesting.
he got in touch with the village to say, you want me to meet you, and you talk to them, and I will pay them. We could do that. They will not speak to me. And I know I've been dealing with them with the hunt for grant money
Uh-huh.
and all of them. And they won't talk to me. They want to talk to a village employee.
Oh,
So Mark said that's where the communication is.
if only we had a village manager.
That's
Do
where,
we do that work?
that's where the communication started.
Okay, okay,
Because he said he got the number, he called them, he
okay,
has the money,
okay,
but they will not speak to him.
okay. Do you know if anyone in the village is going to talk to them on his behalf?
Mark said he went to the village and it ended.
Well, he walked down with me, Ellie,
It was right after that.
Evan.
Yeah,
Spoke down. I mean, it's really not a hard concept because we get donations. We had a previous park where people doing, I mean, a little research inside it.
yeah.
So he's kind of looking for them to say, knock on his door and say, come on,
I wonder if I can just talk to them since I'm on the Parks and Rec
I
Commission.
don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow up with Evan.
probably gotta have authority as an
Yeah.
elected official.
Oh, that's true.
Or as an employee.
Yeah.
Main one of us. Anyway, I don't think that that's against the rules that somebody can donate money to, give money to the
No, I thought
village or
that's-
the town.
I thought there was something before where the money had to go through, I think it's the rail trail signs, why it went through coffee. And that's why, when I got the money from work,
Yeah, but they town for that, pay for it.
no, I gave the money to coffee, and, because it only covered half of it, so coffee paid for half, and then the town
Yeah.
put the bill for the balance.
So they call me.
Yeah, coffee
And
cut a
they
check.
sent 2 checks then?
Yep. Coffee sent the initial deposit to Howie, he wanted 50%, and so it went through
The
them.
only, he isn't being solicited to make a donation, that's what you can't do.
Okay, I don't know, I mean,
I think anybody can just give money out of their own.
I can ask Carrie. Go the first.
Yeah, maybe,
yeah,
Just ask how she.
because he is still interested.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
we can have somebody ask Ian for it too. So, you know,
who is Ian?
he's the village attorney.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, I don't see why it should be a problem.
That's the, um,
They can,
Yeah,
they
'cause-
can give them one. I mean, if you. Well, anyway, the speed bump right now is what equipment? And talking to the company.
oh, this is what, sorry, this is what it is. I should have just read the email. Okay, after running this through NYCOM, they conveyed we could accept the monetary donation. The village would have to follow this procurement policy and utilize a blind bid. This would potentially mean losing specific control on exact equipment.
So that's.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's
anything
over
over 35.
Yeah.
Because it'd be $100,000 donation. So that's what the issue is. I relayed this to Mark. He was gonna reach out to his accountant to discuss the particulars. After not hearing back, I reached out to check in. I relayed other potential avenues where he can make a tax advantage restricted donation to a 501c3 like coffee, who could then purchase on his behalf. And he still has not heard back. So, when did you talk to Mark? How long ago was that?
Rich, when did you talk to Mark about the park?
Probably 5 months ago.
Okay, so it might have been more recent then.
What type of equipment you want to get?
It's like, I think what he wanted to buy was fitness equipment.
Walking.
Yeah,
Well,
fitness.
Well,
like
Get
equipment.
3 different ones and have Mark choose which one he wants to put in.
Right, that's the issue, but then it has to go through, if he's gonna donate that much money directly to the village, it has to go through a bid process.
Yeah.
And you could potentially lose
Either
control.
way, he's got the money.
What?
Mark's got the money. He's just waiting for somebody to decide to give him a quote on what he can get.
Well, you said they wouldn't get back to him,
Correct, the company.
so,
Well,
okay.
the village has to decide because they won't talk to him directly.
Yeah,
Company.
well, it does sound like if you have to go through the procurement process.
Right.
Get 3 bids, then.
Do it through coffee,
Right,
and they would just
exactly. That would be.
turn around and buy the
So maybe
equipment.
that's a good idea to hook him up with coffee.
Unless there's another
that's
nonprofit that
fine.
wants to handle it, but coffee would do it in a second.
Yeah, I mean, that's the.
Mhm.
Give him a couple equipment, which one he wants to pick from.
Yeah,
Well, he looked at the website, he knows at this point, I would think.
Yeah.
Walked it, right? And-
Yeah. Hey, Mike, just in the last meeting, Ed might remember, Hank said that, you know, you looked at maybe put it in different places than it's on the master plan. Yeah.
Mhm.
To be able to have a track, which spoke about that.
Yeah, Hank was saying that they would prefer to try and stick to the plan when it gets installed. So I don't know, I'm thinking that's keeping it more down around the playground area. I don't know where you envisioned it going.
Me, myself, I just would envision the, exercise equipment being in the master plan.
Yeah.
This type of equipment, you mean? Yeah.
The master plan in the original, the same, I don't remember, what he had, that,
Mapman has it.
Yeah, it probably didn't have it.
just specifically.
Anyway, that was
playground
just something
equipment, I
that-
gave it. But we're talking about putting it up here, and some. This is the.
I'll just talk to Evan again.
I just.
about it.
Just keep pushing.
Yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
just to move
So there's
along,
no really
and
big-
where it gets installed, see where, that's the other way.
Yeah, so that's something we're gonna have to make a decision.
I mean, it'd be great if we could get the equipment and get it installed before winter next year.
Yeah, well, hopefully, by May or June.
Well, I don't know how that, we have to get the money and get this stuff. I don't know what the lead time is to order that stuff, so.
That's a big factor when it,
Yeah.
a teamwork and everybody getting this stuff installed.
Yeah, would that include installation, too, what Mark was thinking, or just what?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm wondering,
An option.
like, how does it work with installation? Especially if the
Dividing.
village is like worried about
Yeah.
an extra work
yeah, that
from
would
those
be-
guys. Like, I wonder if,
Plus not being able to install. It's a matter of one, who's capable.
Who's capable of doing
How
it?
many people should.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a town that looks thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
With the playground equipment, that was in the bids, that was mentioned.
the installation.
Yeah.
Who did an outside company do it, or was
Whoever
it?
provided,
Yeah, so they came in, but
they
you
came
can
in and
always,
installed it.
Okay.
They wanted to comply,
a certain period.
apply their specs, I guess, or whatever,
Yeah.
the legal issues
Yeah.
to a minimum. You know, it's like, well, we gave it to you, but then you install it wrong, and somebody sees it or whatever.
Yeah,
So I think you probably want to go in the same direction for this. and
Not to
keep
get
it
out of
off
work.
the village.
okay.
Just over the village, because the village, we won't ever use
No.
equipment either.
No. Okay.
We still on new business?
Oh, yeah, we're not done till 9 if we have to.
Well, I've got two things.
Is that it on that part at this point? I
Yeah.
want to close one subject
It's gonna
down
involve you.
before we move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Deb.
I've got two things. So it's gonna involve the softball field. So they are doing major plans. And two things are happening. The church owns straight past the little booth down to the woods. So the village goes,
You own right up to the parking area where the church parks
correct.
and going straight.
So now we're gonna talk about road from the board booth, scorekeepers booth,
Yeah,
up there.
Village owns.
Okay. Going into the trench. The people are kind of tripping over.
Yeah, it's talking about the swale that they put there to stop the water from running down onto the softball.
It's so-
Okay.
So is there any way we can?
So,
Yes. The other thing is, the field is in need of an infield. How does that fall into this Rex and this whole big plan?
New turf, you mean grass or
No turf,
the astroturf or something?
the infield is same.
well, the softball league is purchasing that and doing that on their.
And now that you know we're part of the big plan, which I didn't know before we were, we want to know, how does the rec committee help with that? Or can
Well, we have no farm.
they? That's what they said, but how do you get go about doing what you do?
Not sure what you're asking.
I don't get repairs from, getting into it.
Well, Colleen said that the field needed help was part of the plan. So is that gonna go to the village for this?
I mean, you can speak to anybody about it, but I'm gonna go back to the softball. And the school has kind of dominated that.
The school has done
Personally.
nothing,
So, I mean, that's something where it's been where they use it the most, so they've been just trying to maintain it to make it to their specs or to the league spec. That's where we spoke to them before and said that, you know, it's a community park
right?
and the village won money. They're not making it to the way a league expects it to be done. So
Well,
that's-
I ain't saying leave, it's so.
Chris?
Oh, we're here to help in any way we can.
I just don't know what that is, that's what this.
If you need sand, I would say that, you know, go to the board and see what they can do as far as help, whether it's actually do the work, you purchase it. And is position to purchase that sand, because it's a special sand that they use for that.
All right,
So,
we know, we do it from the county. We don't stop around, we clean up after ourselves. I'm just saying, if there was other people to help, and we don't know which is in great shape.
mayor and the board of trustees.
Okay. No, just so you guys know also, the league, we don't use any garbage facilities. Because the league pays Shiloh's garbage bill, and we use his container. So that stops the village from having to pick up any garbage or anything around the park.
Yeah, that's huge.
And just to get us on the grant schedule, that's gonna be, is that what you this year?
We cut grass
Yeah, Thursdays or Fridays.
Thursdays and Fridays, it's our normal routine. If something happens within them, they DJ or whoever is
Okay.
involved to cut the grass.
Okay. Just to tell people look at that. Lunch.
I always ask for the list
Oh,
of the schedule, no, I've always got it in the
Okay.
past, give me the list, and then we try to accommodate.
yeah, okay.
But we know you got a game that will get high because we had, back-to-back rainstorms, we can go down there and accommodate Monday through Wednesday or whenever.
Okay. Thank you. That's it.
Hey, can we get back to the Burnwood Park? What's the progress on the walking trail? That was supposed to be, because I talked to Elliot on that. It was supposed to be a walking path put around and dedicated to Mark's father.
There's one of them inside the big, master plan, but the one we previously talked about was the one, Mark that he was buying the exercising equipment, and that one just pretty much wraps around the basketball tennis court and leading up to the top where the hill is, in the big, oak tree. If you know, right, behind the basketball court going up the hill, one big tree.
So the one that's in the plan,
So
just
that's
a
like
regular walking.
300 yards or something like that,
That's the wish list.
that's the
not-
wish.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
gotcha.
not in
The master plan was kind of a wish list. I think.
Gotcha. So we can-
For there, I think probably they did one for Burnroad Park probably years ago. And Steckler Memorial Park and Golf Course have a master plan done.
So what is just consist of being paid?
Whether it was, Millen's item
Oh,
or
okay.
either being paid, it's, like I said, it's in the master plan. You walk all the way down by the church, come back, go all the way to the top.
Oh.
That stuff.
Yeah, even go almost over to your yard,
Yeah.
right?
And then the
Yeah.
one that we just.
Ed has it there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have them.
That's also.
That's a wish list.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Because there's, what was it, 2 million something for that back in before the pandemic? or-
2018.
Huh?
2018.
Yeah, it's before the pandemic they did that.
Yeah.
And it was $2 million then. Was the projection, I believe, right? And that's in the document somewhere.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Wait, that was part of what Mark was gonna do or no?
No.
Sorry.
No.
Okay, okay.
Marcus' recent part that we
Okay.
did with the path.
But that's more restricted down, like
Yeah,
you say,
that's
right
just
where the
around-
tennis courts is, right?
Yeah,
I mean, most of those fitness things are spread out a little bit, right? So you do one and then you might
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, they're usually, it's not like it's in a gym. I've seen them in bigger parks where like the quarter mile apart or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I guess anything else, any other new business?
so we talked about the Lippman Park sign. It's old and
Yeah,
could be replaced. So I talked to Johnny and, I'm gonna go, Johnny Cross, so I'm gonna go.
just so we know.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna talk to Johnny Cross and I'll go in front of the town and ask if they would like to maybe purchase that. I'm just, I mean, I'll
I'll
ask.
make them buy it.
I'll ask. That's all I can do.
They'll carry it by. They bought the last one, it cost them nothing,
Yeah,
a few $100.
well, it's more than $100.
Oh, I understand that.
Um,
Know about that.
So I'm waiting for an updated quote. He originally quoted it on aluminum composite material, but he's like, oh, it's gonna be the hanging one. You don't want that because it will curl. It has to be supported. So he's gonna do it in the same substrate the current one is.
Yeah, you will find it.
So I'll probably get that quote today or tomorrow. The other issue too that I was talking with Hank offline about is that in that like master signage deck, there aren't actually layouts for the Burn Road or the Lippman Park sign. So I asked Howie if he could maybe create it based on the other ones in there. I don't know why. Hank was gonna.
You might need some different verbiage now too, right?
You know, obviously I'm not gonna do anything
I'll
until,
talk to Hank about that, but
yeah,
I gave Howie
Design.
the design for that years ago. I don't think I still have it.
From the one they did, so
Yeah.
this is pulled from that deck that was done in like 2019 or 2020.
Oh, she's saying the waste. Oh,
wayfinding plan.
that, it's not in
Oh,
that.
all right.
It's not in that.
He's
facility.
talking about when they.
I'm talking
when this
about
one
the
actually
entrance
got-
sign.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That has
for
to
some
be
reason, they have, for some reason that sign is not in that wayfinding plan.
is there one for Burn Road Park in that?
There is, and it's like kind of a layout, it's kind of not a real layout, but it is in there, so I think that Howie could probably one based on that.
Yeah,
And it's the same sort of thing where it's like a hanging sign, so he could very easily use that. I wanna make sure he can create the layout on his own, and then obviously have to get money from the town, and then I'll talk to probably you and Hank, make sure the verbiage is
Yeah.
still correct, 'cause I know
Or
there's a
we-
lot of this and
now,
that.
the waste
Yeah.
is not on there, the pickleball,
Well, yeah. Pickleball's missing.
that would be one.
Maybe I'll just start
Maybe
emailing
Hank
between the
has
three of us. Let me get some more info from Howie, and then I'll
Yeah.
email the three of us, so we can figure it out, and then I'll go in front of the town and ask if they would, I mean, it's probably gonna be like $1,000 for that
Yeah.
sign, so,
Just remember that the town did approve certain amount of money for,
I know. but
even
this
like the
wasn't it.
bear, I know, but that, yeah,
Bear proof.
the bear proof trash cans for Burn Road Park, so I think you're asking for this, the
I
way
can follow up when,
with the other part of it.
I'll talk to Johnny and see.
Then there's the other signs that you're gonna ask about too, right? Raise the one with no vehicles allowed or something.
That one I wasn't handling, because it was like Bill was working on it.
Bill,
Collier, the attorney, he was working on it with the town.
the verbiage and all.
Yeah, I mean, if they want me to handle the sign, I'll definitely get it made for them. But I feel like they were just sort of handling it, but I can talk to them to see if they want me to get it quote from Howie.
Yeah, but they had, I don't know, I think there was a verbiage in the law or something, right? Included on the sign, I'm not sure. But
But that
that's
ties
the,
back
that's
to
the
the-
easy thing to deal with.
That ties back to the law they just passed, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So you had something?
I just wanted to bring up the minutes issue. I'm kind of on the side of Hank. I mean, we are volunteers to do this commission. And we can get support from the town or village to do minutes. I mean, I'll do minutes once a month, whenever if I have to, but it just seems like we're doing them a favor. Something's missing here. They should be kicking in. I mean, if we're doing it from this recording, why can't somebody from the town or village do it from the recording? Why do we have to do it?
yeah, because the village has 2 clerks, right?
Yeah,
That's what I don't understand. Why does the village have 2 clerks and why are they not able to help us?
I mean, how
Because the town only have 1 clerk.
long does it
Well,
take
the town
even
is
to
free.
transcribe this?
I mean, it takes a while. The minutes, I've done them a
Well,
couple
it takes more
times
than
now,
a
and I'm
minute.
doing them this
It makes
time.
more than an hour.
It takes probably about, I mean, you have to re-listen to the whole
Yeah.
meeting, so it's not like a quick task.
Probably 2 hours, if you haven't done anything like, which is very hard to probably do,
Yeah,
you know, and to participate in meetings.
It just seems that shouldn't be our responsibility, but if that's the only way we're gonna get it done, then we'll do it. But
I mean,
Well, the town has 3 clerks.
Oh, they do?
Or, yeah, where Jackie is, there's 3 there.
okay,
Tracy was the legislative aide, which is
Oh,
different.
okay.
I don't even think the village has any, they have 2 in the clerk's office to do all that.
So it doesn't hurt to ask.
We have asked. We
You
can
can
say
ask,
no.
I don't, right now, I don't think.
Oh.
For that, just because he's, you know, there's, I don't know how many other commissions or committees.
I mean, we have enough people, I feel like we could, if we
Yeah,
rotate, we're
once
doing
a
what,
month,
twice
once
a year?
Yeah,
So,
Well,
like,
we
it's
have
not.
10 members, so it's almost a whole year.
Yeah, so some
Yeah,
people do, I don't mind doing it twice, I just don't want to do it,
every single.
you know,
month.
lately it's just been you, me, and Elena, like the
Okay.
3 of us have been doing it, and I would like for it to maybe be spread across.
Yeah, but George signed up for next month,
Yeah,
so I did see that, covered for next.
I think we can just all sign.
That'll be,
I'll
Yeah,
sign up for
for-
2 months, that's fine. So
One
just go with
more,
another
well, you
one.
signed up for this one, right?
Yeah, I'll sign up for another one.
Yeah, I'll probably do one at some point.
I mean, I think I did,
Hank said he could do one, I did January,
maybe I did December.
Yeah.
I did December.
Any interest in revisiting the village in the town and asking?
you can always ask, but, yeah, if it's.
I mean, I
Peggy
think
York, they were, Elliot was saying Peggy York would do it, not at the village anymore either, right? She retired or whatever, yeah.
Jessica's there.
I personally think that as the head of the commission, I think you should probably be one asking.
Can ask them, I mean, I can ask.
I mean, I'll do it, but I just think it should
Yeah.
come from the head of the commission.
To me, it's just a
We're
big-
doing them a favor as much
Yeah.
as,
I know,
anything else.
Well, they would think that of the historic commission, the environmental commission, this,
I get it.
so. Anyhow, well, since the old business is secretary. But nobody else is volunteering. Well, Deb, you or Rich would want to be the secretary. It seems like it would not, it's only a position at this point, but it seems like they wouldn't be responsible for the minutes every month. So that burden would be off any secretary's shoulders. So that's a no.
Let me think about
Yeah,
it.
we'll table again, I just figured, he's like, no way, am I? Maybe he doesn't want you to do it either, you're saying don't do it, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, really, it's almost nothing, no responsibility. So, probably be better to have a vice chair in case, I'm just gonna miss the meeting. True what I was
Yeah.
saying. So, that could at least run the meeting. I would, all right, well, we've dropped on, it's 10:09, but I think we've exhausted.
Works for me.
So at 8:50, we'll adjourn.
Sure.
And, I think I got the right date in there. I'm a little delirious now, but, it is April 17th here, all right? Yep. All right, everybody, see you next month, then, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go in. Okay.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Then we gotta,
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
thanks for attending, Mike, yeah, thanks.
Absolutely.